Hey y'all, so I am here to do a quick little reading right quick. So this one's gonna be a quick little 15-minute joint, nothing too crazy, nothing too crazy. So hopefully you guys heard me like when I first started the live and like that, and I was basically saying like I'll take go ahead and get started. Have anything like it's not a particular topic that I'm focusing on. It's just like whatever comes out or whatever, and I'm gonna read for like 15 minutes. So we're gonna see whatever comes out. So let's see what we got. So your first card out is Queen of Swords. You have the Amazon lady. So for me, this is telling you to have strength in whatever you got going on right now. And I feel like what I also feel like is sometimes you have to fight to see the beauty in things. Like sometimes, okay, so let's put in perspective. I don't know why it's giving me like the imagery of like medieval times and stuff like that. So in the medieval times when you're watching like movies and stuff like back in the day, like it's always like a beautiful castle and stuff like that. And surrounding the castle was like gardens and stuff like that. But before they got to that point, they basically went to somebody else's land, conquered them, took their shit, and then built that beauty on top of it. You get what I'm saying? So it was a lot of ugliness, it was a lot of war, it was a lot of blood, it was a lot of anguish before they got to that beauty. So what this card is telling me is that the beauty the beauty and growth is coming towards you. Beauty and growth is coming towards you, but sometimes it's going to look a little ugly first, and you're going to have to fight for it a little bit. Like it's not something that's going to be given to you. It's going to be, you're going to have to fight for it. But once you end up fighting your way out of that darkness, you're going to end up in a beautiful garden of growth. I be hating that though, because like I be feeling like, okay, also we have the next card out is the Magician Warlock. So use your gifts, use your spiritual gifts. And I struggle with this myself as well. Like we have to remember as mystical beings, as beings who are kind of tapped in with our higher self. A lot of times people can make us feel like, oh, because especially when the magic don't work right away, especially when your magic don't right away, you start thinking, oh, maybe this shit is real, maybe tarot is not real, maybe crystals ain't real, maybe this ain't real, maybe that ain't real, right? You start thinking like certain stuff ain't real because it hasn't quite worked out yet. But that doesn't mean that it's not real. It just means that it's not time to work out yet, or the way manifestation works, it's not like something that's just going to pop up. You get what I'm saying? Like it's manifestation is not something that's just going to pop up and then, oh, you got everything. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's kind of like alignment. Manifestation is more so calling in alignment. So it's going to align you with things that you want. Does that make sense? Versus just dropping it in your lap like Santa Claus or something. So that's why sometimes it could be a little bit like, damn, these cards is coming out fast. These messages is coming out fast. Sometimes it could feel like you're, I don't want to say being childish, but like kind of being childish, or have like some type of Disney Channel mindset, because you're like making all these wishes, you're bearing all these things, you're holding all these crystals, you're making all these jars, and stuff is not happening right away. But magic does not work like that. Magic, you call what you want towards you, but you don't control how it comes towards you. Does that make sense? Like it's not like putting in it's not like putting in a food order or something like that. It's like, okay, I'm calling this into my life, I'm calling wealth into my life, I'm calling love into my life, I'm calling X amount, I'm calling this and that into my life. I want it to come to me, but I don't get to choose on how it's going to come to me. The universe chooses on how it's going to give it to me. Does that make sense? So, and then we have the Temperance here, sea nymph. So for me, this is telling me like use water. And again, like I feel like when it comes to tarot readings and the readings that you watch, I feel like everyone is connected. Like everyone, you guys are connected to me. So a lot of things that happen that are similar to me in my life are similar into your life. If I can fix the camera a little bit. So yeah, so me saying that, basically what I mean by that, hey, so what I mean by that is basically what I'm saying is I tend to manifest best in water. So manifestation for me comes best when I am in water, when I'm surrounded by the water, when I'm surrounded by a bottle of water, when I take baths and stuff like that. That's when I see my most clarity. That's why I like being outside and I like being in the lakes and stuff like that. So that might work for you as well. So being around water can actually can actually could actually help you manifest and actually help you gain mental clarity. The next card I have is this situation has become very difficult for me to manage mentally. It's draining me. So this card really not supposed to be in this deck, but what this card is telling me is that you might feel like you're a little bit mentally drained. You might just feel like you're always like thinking about something, think about what you got to do next, think about this, think about that. Sometimes the best way to think about a situation or solve a situation is not to think about it at all. You get what I'm saying? Like, sometimes the best thing to do is when you don't know what you're going to do about a situation. Sometimes the best thing to say is like, you know what? It'll come to me when it's time for it to come to me. You get what I'm saying? It'll come to me when it's time for me to come to me. I'll figure it out when it's time for me to figure it out. You get what I'm saying? Like, sometimes thinking about stuff a little bit too much or trying to hurry up and solve the problem without giving yourself a little bit of time of how to solve the problem will actually prolong the problem, if that makes sense, because you're rushing around because you want to hurry up and solve this problem, and then you end up making more mistakes because you're trying to rush and solve a problem. You get what I'm saying? So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Let's see what else we got here. We have the Hermit. So the next card we have is the Hermit card. So with the Hermit card, what I am seeing with this card is you guys have been in hiding. You guys have been in hiding. Maybe you've been like, and you know, I struggle with this too. It's like when I'm going through something, like I feel like the best thing for me to do when I'm going through something is to go isolation. Like, best I'm going through something is just try to like figure it out on my own, because I was always taught like nobody really cares what you're going through and not to be a bother, and like your problems are your own to solve and things like that. Like that's more so of how I usually go about things. But sometimes that's not always the best way to go about things. Sometimes just stepping outside, going to a few networking events, spending time with friends and family and stuff can bring you will bring you ideas and bring you closer to where you need to be. So sometimes they always say 2 minds are better than one. Sometimes you don't think about stuff, or you like, sometimes being around people can put certain things in perspective for you that you may not have thought of, or like, okay, like let's see this. Okay, I was having a really hard time. This week, and I just cannot, like, I could not see anything getting any better. I could not see anything getting any better. I could not see why I'm even on this journey or on this entrepreneurial path. I just cannot see it, right? But then I went out on a date with my little guy friend or whatever. He took me to go see the movie Sinners, and seeing the movie Sinners, if you haven't seen it, y'all have to go see that movie. Seeing the movie Sinners made me realize, like, Sam, you the main character, he basically went through hell that whole movie just because he wanted to be a famous blues singer. That was his whole goal. And because he wanted to do that, like, the negative energy, the negative entities, they did everything in their power to try to take that from him, to try to stop him from doing that. And even after all his friends basically died, all his family basically died, he was fucked up, his guitar was fucked up, everything was just fucked up, right? Sam could have easily been like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be a blues guitar. Maybe I should just let this dream go, because if somebody's trying this hard to stop me from doing it, maybe I shouldn't do it. Instead, he decided to do the complete opposite. He decided even though I went through those things, and those things put me through hell, and I lost a lot behind my dream, why don't I just, move forward and keep trying to do my dream? Like, I'm not about, because if that was the case, then God would have let that demon or negative energy take it from me. But he just helped me. He gave me the strength to survive through that experience. You get what I'm saying? And I didn't come this far and survive through that experience for me not to do it. You get what I'm saying? Because that means all the stuff that I went through, all the people that died for me would have been in vain, right? So with that message, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying was the Hermit card. Like, I get that sometimes you could kind of lock up and feel like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. You could easily think those things. You could easily want to think those things, but at the same time, you got to come out of that. Nobody feels sorry for you, not even spirit. Nobody, not even spirit, because if you're not strong enough to handle what comes with what you're asking for, then why would we give you what you're asking for? Okay, so, but basically by me going out and seeing that message and seeing that movie, unbeknownst to me, because I had no idea I was gonna get a message in that movie. I thought it was just gonna be a regular movie. I didn't think I was gonna feel anything. I didn't think I was gonna get any messages. But that gave me a message, and it gave me a thought, and it made me think, like, you know what? Even though this is a fictional movie and he's a fictional person, if somebody can go through that, like literally hell, and still go ahead and be like, fuck it, I'm still gonna follow my dreams, because I had a couple surprise bills and a couple unhappy guests this month, doesn't mean I'm gonna stop. You get what I'm saying? Because you forgot to go to the gym a couple times, or you had a couple bad dates, doesn't mean that you're gonna stop. It doesn't mean you're gonna stop going after your manifestation. Okay. Then you have the 9 of Cups, and it's a Kraken, and this Kraken is basically like trying to sink this boat and stuff like that. It's trying to sink this boat. So this is telling me that it's something or someone that's literally trying to sink this boat. And honestly, y'all, I'm gonna tell you this: if somebody's not trying to stop you, if you don't got haters, if somebody's not trying to stop you, if negative energy isn't around you when you're trying to do something, whatever you're doing is not worth doing. Okay? Negative energy, negative entities, negative people, haters, all that type of shit, just do not give a fuck about people who don't matter. Do not give a fuck about people who not really doing nothing. You get what I'm saying? People want to take away things that they want. People want to take away things that they see value in. So if somebody's not trying to take something from you, if somebody's not trying to disrupt whatever you have going on, it's probably not worth having anyway. So that is a good sign. The more haters you have, the more people trying to take stuff from you, the more people trying to tell you some shit not going to work out. You get what I'm saying? The more people that you have trying to stop you from doing whatever the fuck you're trying to do, it should tell you that's the more you need to do it. Like, of course, in some instances we know, but like if you know in your heart you're supposed to be doing something, and it is basically working out, but it's little things here and there that are kind of like being like small roadblocks, you have to keep that in mind. Like, it's just somebody trying to stop you from whatever your destiny is, and it's up to you whether or not you want to fight this Kraken or you want to let it go down. Because at the end of the day, you want to let this Kraken take you down, and then what you going to do? You're just going to be unhappy because you never figured out, you never really got to walk in your purpose or live in your purpose and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? And it's again, oh, you got the World card. It's going to be a cycle. It's going to be a cycle. If you let whatever this negative energy is, whatever these negative entities is, stop you from doing whatever you were doing, or defer you from whatever you're doing, it's just going to be a cycle. You're going to yearn for it. You're going to yearn for it, and you're not going to do it. You're just going to be in this cycle of unhappiness. You're not going to understand why, because you're going to want to do something, and you're not going to do it because you feel like you can't do it, and then you're going to yearn for it, and then you're like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a never-ending cycle. You're going to keep trying, and then you're going to just keep giving up every time something works out. You're going to keep trying. You're going to keep giving up every time something doesn't work out. And if you keep doing that, you're going to keep finding yourself in the same place instead of actually succeeding. You get what I'm saying? Instead of actually succeeding. So you can't just give up. And I'm going to tell you, y'all, because I never finished anything. I never finished anything. That's why I'm making it my business. Like, if I'm going to stick to a goal, I'm going to really stick to a goal this year, because it's like, because I keep doing the same shit. Like, I keep feeling like I want to do something and keep getting all the way almost to the finish line and just giving up. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, it's nothing for me to go back to. Ain't no point in giving up now. Like, I'm already like, it gotta work or it gotta work. You get what I'm saying? So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Then you have the Ace of Pentacles. This is like a tree. It's growing on the ground. The tree is beautiful itself, but like the roots and stuff are ugly. Like, so the leaves on top of the tree, I find it to be very beautiful. The flowers, I find it to be very beautiful, but the tree itself kind of look kind of scary and it look kind of ugly. So this is telling me that growth is not always beautiful. Sometimes beautiful things come out of growth. You get what I'm saying? So when you look at a tree, like right now I'm outside, and I love reading outside, y'all. Y'all know I love reading outside. But right now I'm outside and I'm looking at these trees and stuff like that, and I'm like, you know, the trees, when I look at the trees, especially the ones with the flowers on them, like the trees and the leaves are beautiful, right? But nobody looks at the bark or the trunk and they're like, oh, that trunk is beautiful. Those twigs are beautiful. It's what's growing out of the quote unquote ugliness. That's what you find beautiful. You get what I'm saying? So, but before that tree had its leaves, before that tree had its flowers, it was just ugly branches. It was just an ugly twig in the ground. Does that make sense? No offense trees, but you get what I'm saying? Like, what makes a tree beautiful, what makes a plant beautiful is usually the leaves or the buds, okay? Not the actual roots. but the roots and stuff is like, the roots and stuff is what keeps it alive. Then you have the magician again, this fucking warlock. Use your gifts. I don't know what gifts this is saying, but somebody has, I don't know if somebody, well, I don't even know if I want to get into that. I guess somebody might do the sacrifices. I don't know. I don't really believe in sacrifices. I don't think that they're always necessarily evil, but I don't believe in sacrificing animals and stuff like that. But if that's what, how you do your magic, then that might resonate with you. I also see fire. I see something about coins. Somebody might use coins. I used to use coins and stuff like that. So coins, fire, manifestation underneath the moon and stuff like that. Whatever manifestation methods that you've been using, Spirit is saying to go ahead and start using those methods again. All right, let's see what we got here. We got 1 more minute, because these are my little 15-minute during the day readings. I really want to just try to do channeled messages, 15 minutes during the day, and try to do like 40 minutes if I can in my house. But I only like lives. I don't really like the regular reading. So let's see what else we got, Spirit. What else you got for me, Spirit? What else you got for me, Spirit? What should I call this live when I post it, y'all? What should I call this live? Somebody give me a title for this live. It says 8 of Wands, Hydra. So I guess a Hydra is like a an 8-headed dragon. I don't usually get readings like this, but I feel like there's people in particular, and it might be 8 people, but it's definitely multiple people, more than 3, that are literally speaking this into your life. So if you've been going through a lot of things lately and you don't understand why, you're trying to figure out like what's going on, why you've been having like some luck that don't just seem like it's yours, or having some thoughts that don't mean it's like yours. I don't want to say people with somebody putting a hex on y'all, because sometimes the spell and the hex is not an actual spell or hex. Sometimes a hex and a spell is literally somebody like saying, oh, I hope this person doesn't make it, or I hope this person doesn't do good, or I hope, like, sometimes it's literally somebody just having an evil eye, or like watching your stories or watching your Instagram and literally like just hoping that something doesn't work out for you in their mind, or saying it out loud, or talking shit to their friend. Like sometimes it's not always like hovering over a candle and shit like that and being like, oh, like I hope such and such birthday late, and you know what I'm saying, like sometimes are doing or put you in a jar. Sometimes it can be that, and for some of you guys, I'm not gonna lie, some of you guys it definitely could be that. For some of you guys it definitely could be that. But for the most of you guys, I don't foresee it being that. I just feel like you have multiple people who are kind of wishing on your downfall and kind of trying to speak it into existence, if that makes sense. They're trying to speak it into existence. So you might want to be careful with that. But this guy does have armor on, so Spirit wants you to know that you are protected. You are protected. You have to protect yourself as well. So I don't know if you guys want to make a protection jar. I believe I have a video on my Patreon about protection spell. It could be on a regular channel too, but you could look into the in my videos and my spell videos to see, because I think I have like a protection spell in there. If not, it's on my Patreon for sure. But yeah, so so basically that is the reading, you guys. I hope that it resonates, and I will see you guys tomorrow.